Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Debbie and today I'll be swatching slash reviewing first impression on the new 35XO palette from Morphe. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thought and seeing some swatches, just keep on watching. And before I get started, I do want to remind everybody to please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on any videos. And let's just hop right into my thoughts. So this is the 35XO palette. I guess this is like their holiday release. And it retails for $25. I did purchase mine at Ulta because it's available at Ulta. This is what the palette looks like. It's a beautiful pink to mauve color story. It's very like neutrally pink. So yeah, this is what she looks like. And yeah. So of course I did use this palette today on my eyes, so I do have some thoughts. So I'm just gonna hop into some swatches and then I'll share my thoughts just in case you just want to see some swatches and you don't care about my opinions. But yeah, so I'm just gonna hop into the swatches and then I will share my thoughts because I did use this palette today to create this beautiful like pinky eye look. So here we have the first two roads swatched, and as you can see, these are like the more lighter shades on that first road, and then this is the second road right here. We have the next two rows. As you can see, this palette does sadly contain a pressed glitter. It's like a nice little red rose gold glitter. But here are the next two rows, and I'm just going to swatch the last row. And here we have the last row, which is beautiful, you know, deepening shades. I used this shade today right here to deepen out my outer corner, and I also used the first shade as well to like, you know, make it pop. But yes, so this is the last row, and those will be my swatches of this palette. As you saw, the first two rows are like the light transition shades. The next two rows are like those good crease shades, and then the last row is for like, you know, deepening out the outer corner. To be honest, in my opinion, this palette could have definitely been smaller because honestly, like especially the light shades, they all like look similar and they will all look similar on the eyes. But I do have to say, this palette, the mattes blended beautifully. Sadly, I wasn't that impressed with the shimmers. It's always like that with Morphe. Like sometimes the shimmers, I mean, they're not bad. Shimmers are not bad, but they're not like my favorite formula either. I do prefer the other one that they came out with, the 35 Cheek palette. I'm not sure what that palette is called, but I'll leave it down in the description bar. I also did a video on that palette, and I was really impressed with those shimmers. But these shimmers, I mean, I used three. I used this one right here, which is Your Move. I also used Kiss Me Down Here, which was actually a shade that was like really like, wasn't that good in my opinion. Like I added water to it. It was like, these are soft shimmers. That's the problem. I prefer like a really intense shimmer. These are soft shimmers. So for me, yeah, they're fine. I could work with them, but like I like to have that extra punch. Like this one right here across the room, I used this one as an inner corner, and it was actually really good. And so it was this one, but this one right here was like, it's like a soft shimmer. Like you could see, I mean, it's nice, it shows up and stuff like that, but for me, I prefer to have my shimmers be more bam in your face, as you guys could probably tell. But this palette is actually really good. Like I really like the mattes in here, and the shimmers, yeah, they're okay, but they're not like my favorite. So overall, I think this is a good palette. Like if you guys love this color story, and or you know somebody who would like this, I mean, this is like their holiday collection. I wouldn't say this is more like a holiday palette. For me, it's more like a Valentine's Day palette, or like an everyday go-to palette for like those people who like neutrals and a little bit pop of pink, because overall this is more like a neutral palette. Like you can see all these like brownish shades over here, all these like brownish shades. It's just like really this pop of color up here, and like a little bit of light pinks and mauves to play with. So overall, this is not like a bam in your face colorful palette, and it's not like a bam in your face too neutrally palette. Like it has pops of colors, you know what I mean? So yeah, I really enjoy this palette. Like it's not like my favorite palette. It's not gonna be my go-to everyday palette, but it is a good palette, and it does retail for $25. So it's a good, if you like Morphe and you love this color story, if you want to get into makeup, I think this will be like a good go-to palette because the mattes blend beautifully, And the shimmers, they're not that intense that you cannot work with. Soft shimmers, like they're not bam metallic in your face. But sadly, it does contain a pressed glitter, which is this one. I mean, if you guys know, glitters are really not eye safe. They're not recommended for the eyes. So if you do use this shit, it's like chunky too as well. Like you would, it's like a chunky glitter, but I don't know. I mean, I've never personally tried their glitters. Like I never, that would be on the eyes. But yeah, they're not technically, they're not eye safe. So, you know, be careful and be wary. If you don't like shimmers, then you just know that there's, that shit is called Crushing Hard is a pressed glitter. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad palette. I think it's actually a nice palette. Good, like I said, good for everyday. Beautiful pink, neutrally color story. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say about this palette. Like you can see the eye look I created today. I used Love Story. I used the Make It Official, which is like the darkest shade in here in my opinion, to deepen out the outer corners. I went with Feelings, is like my little crease shade. You can see that little pop of pink there. And then for shimmers, I used Kiss Me, Your Move, and Across the Room. Oh, sorry. Kiss Me, which is right here. Your Move, and Across the Room as an inner corner highlight. I used that one as an inner corner highlight. So yeah, that would be all for me for today. That's all for me for today for this palette. Like I said, it's a nice palette. It retails for $25. I really don't like the outer packaging, but that's just me. Either way, those were all my first impression, my thoughts, and my little swatches. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out any of my future uploads. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.